We've been living in a digital world for a long time now, yet many of the things that we do, we have to do offline. One of the main reasons for this is we need to know who we're dealing with, who we're selling to, and that they are who they say they are. Especially in financial services, it's not unheard of to see a big dropout rate as soon as we take those online processes offline. In the UK, we can see a 70 or 90% dropout rate when we're selling those financial products online as soon as we have to go offline. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how MiiCard can not only make a difference when selling financial products online, but also how we can create trust in a purely online world. MiiCard stands for My Internet Identity and is a digital passport service that proves you are who you say you are, purely online and in real time. If you think about the level of trust that you get from a driver's license or passport, MiiCard provides that same level of trust purely online and in real time. All those situations where you need two forms of photo ID or a driver's license, passport, utility bill, MiiCard can provide a direct replacement for that from an anti-money laundering and know your customer perspective, especially in terms of anti-impersonation. Just to be clear, MiiCard isn't about validating information about you. We focus on validating you are who you say you are. Again, purely online and in real time. Credit reference agencies spend a lot of effort validating information about you, and we don't compete directly. We're very excited about bringing MiiCard to the market because we have an opportunity to create that level of trust in an environment that not only wants it and needs it, but to provide that assurance for the consumer. Let me show you MiiCard. Signing up for MiiCard is very straightforward. It's no different than any other online service. It should take you no more than 5 or 10 minutes. That's not only signing up to your MiiCard, but adding the validation to help prove you are who you say you are. If we just log into my own account here and show you that, this is an account that I've already set up. I've already added a verification, a level of validation. I've already proven that I am who I say I am, and I've created this digital passport service. The big question is, how do we provide that? How do we create that level of validation? And it's really very simple. What we do is we leverage the previous identity check that you've already done in taking out your first financial product, your online bank account, and passport or grandfather that into your MiiCard so that you don't have to go and then do that again. Essentially, as I said, what we do is we create the link to those online financial accounts, and this is where our partner Yodlee comes into play, to create some tangible links to those online financial accounts to create that validation. Once your MiiCard is there, we can then share it. If we go down here, the user has complete control over with what information is being shared and to who. And we can see that we've got a server-generated real-time image that essentially is my virtual driver's license. If we look at that being used, there's all sorts of use cases here, but one of them is within online trading. This is an example of MiiCard being used outside of financial services. And this is a fairly expensive watch being sold. And when we're selling that watch, we want to give the assurance to the buyers that we are legitimate, that it's not fraudulent. Attaching my MiiCard into this listing allows me to prove I am who I say I am to those would-be buyers, much like a Verified by VeriSign does for other websites. To show you an example within financial services, we've got National Bank. This is a fictitious bank, selling not only the simple financial products, but the more higher risk and even regulated financial products, those things that you just can't sell purely online today. If we look at one of those examples, a current account or a checking account, we can see the National Bank has signed up for MiiCard and is willing to accept those identities so that they don't have to go offline with the process. The authentication process is pretty straightforward if you've already got a MiiCard. It's just a username and password and a one-time password delivered over SMS for strong authentication. When you first register for MiiCard, we bind that online identity to something you have, in this case, a mobile phone, and we maintain that integrity every time you use or change the identity. So I'll just send myself a code, and we'll verify. MiiCard is a very user-centric service. We're a claims-based federated identity service. And what we do is we show the user the information that we're going to share on their behalf with the vendor. All the user has to do is click confirm. We return them back to the application form. We pre-fill all that information so the user doesn't have to do it again. We mark those fields as read-only, and we let the user, just as they normally would, get on and process that application. They complete the form as they normally would, hit submit, and there you go. The important bit here is to realize that all that information, all the identity check part of the process has already been done. The institution, the vendor, can sell this financial product without any offline process. No driver's license, passport, utility bills, no 2 forms of photo ID. MiiCard can even support a digital signature process. So if there's a credit application or a leasing agreement, a financial agreement of some sort, we can do that purely online. So just as a bit of a recap, MiiCard is a federated identity service that focuses on proving you are who you say you are. We're a digital passport that you establish once, so it's there and ready to use. We create a level of assurance that you are who you say you are. The more validation you add, the more you can do with your MiiCard. And we act as a trusted third party that sits between consumers and consumers, or consumers and vendors, to create that layer of trust that just doesn't exist in the internet today, supporting not only just financial services, but anywhere that requires that online trust. So we're talking online dating, online trading, gambling, employment checks, anywhere where you need that level of trust. Currently, we're supporting, through our partners Yodlee, not only North America, but Western Europe, India, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand.